All right.
It's Sunday night.
It's Sunday night with Dani.
And Dr. Motley.
Oh my goodness. And we are talking about detox tonight and the best ways to detox, the healthy ways to detox, what it takes for your body to detox, and just all kinds of great stuff. I'm really excited.
I'm excited too.
How was your weekend?
My weekend
He literally just walked in the door 5 minutes before, so we haven't had time to talk.
We really haven't, but you were busy this weekend doing the table.
Oh, yeah,
And getting stuff ready for the detox.
Yeah, the big detox talk is Thursday night at the office, January 18th, which is my birthday. So I'm working on my birthday, of course. So anyway, it's all right. Are you going to be there Thursday night?
I'm going to be there.
So Metagenics is coming in and leading a free detox talk for my patients. And we're giving away a free 10-day, $120. 10-day ultra clear detox. Yeah, my favorite detox, which we're going to talk a little bit about tonight, but we're going to talk about detoxification in general. But this is my big one that I use in the office, and we're giving that away Thursday night. Thank you, Angela and Brianne and Metagenics. It's going to be a big turnout, and I need you to RSVP for sure. But yeah, I had a busy weekend. We're getting everything ready at the office for we expanded and for the yoni, for the veggie steaming room. Oh my goodness!
You have a veggie steaming room?
Yeah, it's going to be the veggie
I didn't know
steam
that.
suite. Oh yeah, it's just going to be. Well, yeah, you have to have a room for that. You can't just do that out in the middle of anywhere. I mean, we got everybody. So I have been studying, trying to get somebody to make cloaks for me, veggie steaming cloaks, right? So okay. Oh my gosh, your mother is a seamstress. Well, maybe
I can ask her.
Anyway, so I went to Joann Fabrics today. I spent an hour trying to find the best fabric for steaming cloaks because it's got to come all the way down, and they recommend polyester because it'll help you detox. It'll help you sweat better.
Okay.
So they're going to come all the way up to here. Whoa, kind of like this, all the way up to here, and then just all the way down to the floor. And then of course you don't have anything on under it, and you're going to sit on your steaming box and what have you, and then detox. So I'm going to meet a lady tomorrow at Joann's seamstress that my friend Kelly turned me on to. Okay. So we'll see what she says, if she wants to charge me a ton of money. But anyway, I want beautiful ones. If we're going to be in there taking care of our yonis, right? You need to have practicing women's health, and just really detoxing and getting in tune with your inner self. They need to be beautiful.
So without getting too into it, but do you sit on a box, like in a chair or something?
I'm doing two different things. I am having 4 steaming boxes built, and I'm having 2 chairs built. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to do it two ways. I'm just so excited. It's hard to find somebody to build those things. I've got somebody right now going to price it out, but we've been studying. We've passed our certification. We are veggie steaming certified practitioners, but here's one for, yeast and old residue and cyst and postpartum protocols. And look at this. I mean, it's crazy. This is not just throw a bunch of herbs in a pot and sit on it. No. This is really, you have to really think about what it is you're doing up there. We're going to do girls' nights, like bridal party nights, right? So before the wedding, right? And all the girls go in and they do that in other countries, in Bali, in China. The lady that I was talking to today is Chinese. She said in China, we do that postpartum and we do it for bridal parties.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. So anyway, my whole weekend has been spent with veggie steaming, reading, and trying to get the protocols together and all that.
It's like a sauna in specific areas, basically.
That's what it is. And so look it up, but we will be offering it. And I'm working on getting, we have 3 big events coming up. The Detox event, Friday, January the 18th, Thursday, January the 18th, which is all on the Facebook page under events. And then the Hashimoto's meeting is the next Friday. Mm-hmm. And that is Dr. Gillian Guin is coming in. Do you know her? Really? She's a chiropractor. Yes. She's going to talk about living your next 100 years healthy. And I love Gillian. And so, but you need to RSVP for that. And then we have, of course, the Votiva vaginal rejuvenation seminar that I'm leading over at Grace Point Healthcare for vaginal rejuvenation using
facility. Nice facility.
Oh yeah, they have a phenomenal place over there. So there's a lot of things going on this month, and Yeah. So what about you? That's that before we get into detox while people are logging on here.
Well, you know me, of course. I'm busy.
Wait, we forgot. You can actually have a little bit of wine tonight. Sunday night service.
Cheers.
There we go. We forgot. Sorry.
Sunday night.
Cheers. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
That's really good.
Okay.
It's been so good.
It's been so long. Good. Oh, Lord, I hope nothing happens to you. Okay, so what's up with you? And then we're going to get right into
you guys
detox.
Know me, office is going to start up, and this coming week at a reduced schedule.
Goes back to work tomorrow.
Goes back to work, and been like you did last week. You talked about the videos you're doing, and then have to start getting things together to get some video stuff rolling. Met this week to again to try to get some help with some other people that want to do formulations for supplementation. So I've been helping some other individuals and companies with that. So that's been going on, trying to streamline the office a little bit more.
Yep.
And that's been successful. And trying to do a couple new protocols, been learning new protocols. Going to Phoenix at the end of this month.
You are?
A seminar that would include immunology and like we're talking about tonight, detoxification, how to clean the liver to help with the immune system, and also how to use biomechanics like mechanoreceptors, like literally watching people learn how to, I've seen it like twist their body in a certain way, move in certain ways, and actually activate certain muscles in their body. Like you can change your neurology just by the way you spin or move and your horizon, how you look at the horizon. It's pretty interesting stuff. But it's all in 3 days, very intense.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're going to do that and have one of my mentors coming in this coming up weekend, and look forward to talking to her, and she's hopefully going to teach me a lot of stuff. And that's been going on. I mean, and just healing up and resting as much as I can. Trying to live vicariously through you because you have the rock star life.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
Yeah, I do not have the rock star life. And people can see me last night with my baby feet on or whatever those things are, peeling my feet last night, had a big mask on my face. Yeah, it's a real rock star life in here. I can tell you that.
Don't let her.
But I leave for New York City February 20. Well, for the conference, the Integrative Healthcare Symposium. And so it's the greatest conference of the year. And any of you that are healthcare providers that are out there watching, I go every single year to this conference. And this year we have, of course, we have Jeffrey Bland, Dr. Perlmutter, Dr. Dale Bredesen, who wrote The End of Alzheimer's, Deepak Chopra. Speaking this year, he's speaking, and I mean, it is an unbelievable lineup this year. Tremendous amount on gut health, brain health. It's my favorite show of the year. And my friend Lucy, I don't know if you're watching tonight. She lives in New York City. She's a functional medicine. She's a regular MD, but practices functional medicine in New York City, and so she'll be there. I got to meet her. Probably 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm excited. I'm so ready for New York City. Yeah.
She's that lady that goes in the room and everybody's like, Dani, and everybody just comes and talks some loves on me.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, they do love on me. I love it. Well, I've got a big personality, big hair, big personality, so. All right. So we've got a lot of people logged on tonight. I keep looking down at my phone because I see. So we see you guys. Hello, Holly. I'm watching you. I see you. My friend Holly from home is on here. All right, guys. So we're going to get right into it. This is the perfect time of year. Any time of year is a great time of year to talk about detox because your body detoxifies hopefully every day, right?
Every single night.
It should be detoxing on its own. We do detox at night. Our body heals at night, heals when you sleep at night. But if those pathways are gunked up right through decades and decades of dysfunction, bad food, chemicals, do you know there's something like, what did I write down? 4 billion pounds of chemical compounds are released into the air, into the environment every single year. 4 billion.
It's amazing.
So if your body can't get rid of those, right? Generally stores them in the fat or stores them in the cells, stores them in the fatty tissues. So we're going to talk about how you detox and the pathways to detoxification tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, this is his kind of thing. It's not me. Mine is like, here's what you do, blah, blah. I mean, I don't, garbage in equals garbage out. He really knows the whole pathophys behind this whole thing and the metabolic things. Well, I have to print this stuff off to look at it because I don't, I get all confused on, I always screw up the phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of liver detox. I mean, I realize what they do, but I'm going to let him explain it all to us, and then I'll just kind of dumb it down and say, okay, here's what it does.
I'll feed off you.
Look
at you.
No, so anyway, what are the symptoms? So here's the thing. If you have symptoms of fatigue, brain fog, right? Weight gain, insomnia, anxiety, depression, joint pain, foggy headedness, what else? Bloating, gas. I mean, these are all symptoms of toxic overload, right?
Yes.
And a need to detoxify.
Exactly. Like when you have headaches, migraines.
I mean, a big one.
Itchy ears, like everything she
itchy ears
are huge, like with liver detoxification in the 2 phases. And when you talked about plugged pipes in Chinese acupuncture, I always say that if the liver gets congested, what we're talking about tonight, I always look at it like an engine. Things start to get overheated because over the years of abuse, you start to clog up those pipes. And what does it do? It creates a backup, and that backup will result in all the brain fog and the joint pain, insomnia. Your body essentially overheats. That's what it's doing inside. It's overheating because the liver is a yin organ, and a yin organ is supposed to cool you down and heal you. Detoxify your blood, along with the kidneys. And at night, you're supposed to cool down. You're supposed to help your body's essentially taking all those bacteria, all the old medications, and trying to process it out. But over the years, if we've abused our bodies with too much sugar, we talked about that, processed foods, all the chemicals that come out, your liver is working harder with all that added on, and then trying to do the normal process. So what does it do? It overheats and results in your brain fog, your fatigue, your headache, and your weight gain.
So I talk to patients. I have patients all the time who tell me, I did your 10-day cleanse, Dani. I did your 10-day cleanse. I did the cleanse. And it's not a cleanse. Metagenics makes a true detox. Phase 1, phase 2, intracellular detox. The difference between a cleanse and a detox is huge. I mean, they are not, this is apples to oranges over here. This is not the same at all. I kind of tell patients a cleanse, and I was actually watching a video this morning. He described it the same way I tell patients. A cleanse is kind of like a street sweeper, right? Those street sweepers.
That's a good
they just
analogy.
go down. Well, I tell patients this, but I was watching this, and somebody else sent me a video to watch this morning when they knew what we were doing. And he's, it just kind of pushes things around, right? Pushes dirt and toxins around. Maybe gets rid of some things, but not a lot. A cleanse just kind of rests the gut. It does not work from the intracellular metabolic detoxification inside out.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
Right? So
Exactly.
you can do a juice cleanse. That's fine. It's just going to cleanse you. It's going to rest the gut, cool down stuff. Not necessarily cool down, but just decrease your digestive, work that you have to do.
Yeah.
But a detox will actually clean out.
So you're
clean
saying
out from the inside out, from the intracellular level out, because the cellular level.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So you're saying like a cleanse is more of like a cleaning the crud off the top.
Cleaning the crud off the top.
Just
That's right.
pushing off.
But now that doctor today, and I can't remember his name, Dr. Pampa, something, I don't know what it was anyway, but my friend Laura, she's watching, she said, you may put it up. He kind of sweeps it off the top, but I can't remember what I was getting ready to say. Anyway, sweeps it off the top. Does not. Oh, he said actually a cleanse can sometimes make things worse, like a colon cleanse or a juice cleanse or a water cleanse can actually create more toxins. Can get the toxins stirred around in there and no way to actually eliminate them.
That's true. I would say that if that makes sense though, because if you're not turning on the intracellular mechanics to actually get rid of the toxins primarily throughout the whole body, if you just take the crud off the top, it's basically just allowing that stuff just to roam free after a while if you're not really correcting the internal process. That's what you're saying.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
So explain detox to us. Explain the detoxification pathways and why we need to do this.
Without getting, it's going to get nerdy.
I know.
So
he's going to get nerdy.
So she can
he
take
gets nerdy without notes. I have to have notes to.
Oh, come on. Well, if I get too nerdy, then slow me down. But in detoxification pathways, I think the 3 primary things that we would look at in the body, guys, is your cells have to produce 3 main things to detoxify very well. It's going to be, one is ATP, which is energy production. We talked about that. And number 2 is going to be basically glutathione.
Yes.
Glutathione,
yes.
your liver produces a substance called glutathione, which helps you to detoxify, and your body produces another substance you've seen very commonly called SAMe. And SAMe is what we call a methyl donor. And a methyl donor basically does things such as helps you produce glutathione, helps you inhibit allergic responses like in histamine, helps break down neurotransmitters, and helps produce hormones such as norepinephrine. It helps with serotonin and things of that sort. In detoxification, inside the cell, we're going to stick with glutathione because we're going to talk about the phase 1 and phase 2. Right. The 2 things we have
my dog is, he's not snoring tonight now. He's honking up something on the floor over there.
I love that dog. He's so funny. He's so
Lord
good.
Harlan.
But we talk about, we're going to talk about two main processes with glutathione, and detoxification is your body in the liver has 2 phases. She said there's 3. I'll stick with 2 because I don't know the third as well. She probably does. But in 2
the
phases,
third is just basically elimination.
Exactly.
Through the bile, through the bowels, through the urine.
Just going out.
Skin. That's right.
Your liver has to do 2 phases of detoxification. In one phase is to help get rid of all the bacteria, the viruses, the mold, and the fungus. The other phase is going to help with anything like old medications, ibuprofen you may have taken, caffeine, things of that sort. So in your body intracellularly, when we talk about glutathione, your body has to produce enough glutathione to help produce the enzymes in your liver to help detoxify all that junk out of the liver. So when we talk about creating enzymes and helping your body create glutathione, the main thing we have to be careful of or have to always look at is the amount of vitamin Bs you have in your body, and also the amount of minerals you have in your body. I would say this, it's imperative, stop me if I go too far, it's imperative that people in my practice, I always say we check their metals. Metals is one of the primary things, and infections are two of the primary things that would inhibit the liver from properly producing glutathione. And the reason I say that is because we're talking about detoxification with our diets. In our diets today, and with the chemicals that are in the air, metals are very detrimental. Metals such as lead, cadmium, mercury, aluminum, nickel, all those can bind to receptor sites within your cells. So what we're saying is the cell needs energy and needs food. And when we have all these metals and all these chemicals just corroding our cells, we can't get the nutrients within the cell to help that intracellular detoxification pathway. So basically, we have to put the nutrients within the cell to help turn on the cell. The cell is just like us. It spends all day eating and pooping. That's what it's trying to do. So we have detoxification pathways where we have to feed our cells to actually help create glutathione, because over the years, we naturally will reduce the amount of glutathione we produce. That's what happens. As you get older, your glutathione levels go down.
Right. And phase 1, I didn't know this. Well, of course, it makes common sense. Phase 1, liver detoxification goes down with age.
Exactly.
It starts there, right? And so for me, now the way you explain phase 1 and the way I explain phase 1, in phase 1 of the liver, this is where you take fat-soluble toxins, right, like your chemicals and all of that stuff, right, and convert it over to less toxic substances.
Yes.
This is where it goes from fat, because most of our toxins, most of our chemicals, most of our medications and things like that are fat soluble.
Yes.
And those are harder to break down, right?
Exactly.
And to eliminate than water soluble things are.
Exactly.
So phase 1 starts the process of breaking it down from fat down to something more like water soluble, right? To get it out. Okay. And then, they do that by oxidation, reduction, and hydrolysis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I couldn't remember all this. Actually, I was never taught this in nurse practitioner school. But oxidation, reduction, and hydrolysis, this happens in phase 1. That's your free radicals. Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. Free radicals actually are made in phase 1. Did you know that?
Exactly, yes.
But if you can't, of course you know it. Crap.
Stop.
Good Lord, he knows all of this. But anyway, so if you don't have enough glutathione and glycine and glutamine and all those things already in your body, then those free radicals become damaging in phase 2. Am I correct?
Because the glutathione is your number 1 antioxidant. It's your
master antioxidant. It is the leader.
All the free radicals.
That's exactly right.
Yep. And it's supposed to catch that. Remember when she said phase 1, those pinballs are running around damaging your cells. So you have to have glutathione to catch the pinballs.
That's right. And we're going to talk about ways to increase glutathione in your body naturally and increase it with a supplement as well. But then phase 2 is the conjugation pathway, right?
Yep.
Right? So you bind it up, suck it up, get it out of there, right?
That's good.
Well, I mean, that's just, but I have to dumb it down, man.
No,
I have to dumb it down.
You made it so good. That's so great.
Phase 1, and then you're going to break it down from fat to hopefully getting more to water soluble. And then in phase 2, this is where, and I didn't know this really, all of this. This is where glycine, cysteine, and your sulfur molecules bind to the toxin to bring it down, to make it less harmful.
Exactly. Correct? Right. That's when in the glutathione pathway, we will go down and it goes from the homocysteine pathway to the CBS, which is your taurines, your cysteines, your glutathione, and they are sulfur compounded. Remember in the old day where they had a sulfur bath? The reason they got in the sulfur bath is to pull all the toxins
Isn't that something? So I wrote on here, we have to have sulfurs and amino acids, right? Taurine, cysteine, glycine, glutamine, choline, inositol are all needed to increase phase 2 liver detox, right? So this is going to break it down to water soluble. This is making those toxins go from fat soluble to water soluble in phase 2 to be able to excrete through the urine.
Pull it out. Exactly.
Right?
It's a complete breaking down process. And remember, like glutathione in itself is made up of cysteine, glycine, and glutamine. So it's all amino acid based, right? So we took it out from that fat soluble, turn it down to something that's more water soluble. Yeah, and now we're going to put it through the intestines and try to get it cleaned out.
Try to get it out. Isn't it fascinating?
It is.
It's fascinating. Your liver only weighs about 4 pounds, people. 4 pounds. And it does not take, I mean, it takes a lot to gunk it up. Well, decades, 5 decades. 5 decades I've spent clogging up my liver, right? Yeah, bad food, Pop-Tarts, Captain Crunch, frozen pizzas, icing, Betty Crocker icing, all the stuff I grew up eating, right? Every antibiotic under the sun for every snot, snort, sniffle, you name it, it happened to. I mean, and so every bit of that decreased my liver function.
It's all those combined that people think that, doing, like you say, cleanse for a few days is going to help reset. I'm like, it doesn't do that.
No.
If you're in a detox, you're in it for the long run.
Yes.
And I think it even is like when you just said about phase 1 and phase 2, about how well your body protects you by storing those toxins over the years. You know what I mean?
Isn't that something?
I mean, if I had a ho-ho like 5 years ago, people say, oh, it's not there anymore. I'm like, you don't know. You don't know if you had a metal or, like you said, a chemical that your body said was so harmful to you. It's like, I'm going to store it away somewhere in an old vault and get it out here so I can just pack it away in a fat cell. And then
all of those Swiss cake rolls I ate in college, oatmeal cream pies and Swiss cake rolls. Oh my goodness, they're all in there somewhere. I detox twice a year though, so and only for 10 days at a time I detox. But
they're great.
But hopefully we're detoxing every day.
Yes,
right now that we know.
Yes.
Well, we're working on it.
And I think it's really amazing in phase 1, guys, when she's talking about the fat soluble. You'll notice that a lot of the nutrients that are needed in phase 1 are fat soluble vitamins, such as like vitamin D and K and E. Oh yeah,
I've got a list here, and actually this is amazing. No, you can read it. Phase 1 required nutrients, so all of the nutrients that are needed for you to activate the phase 1 detox right here.
Folic acids, B3, B6, B12. Guys, write this down.
And B3 is niacin, by the way, and niacin. I actually spent several hours today watching videos on niacin detoxification.
Yes.
Fascinating.
And it's
fascinating because niacin opens up the blood vessels, right?
Yes.
So, and that's what it's that opening of the blood vessels that causes that flush whenever you take niacin. But detoxing with niacin, high dose niacin, and then exercise and then a dry sauna or an infrared sauna is an incredible detox on your own.
It is amazing. They have I know we've seen like in pure encapsulation a few things we use, like they have niacetol, which is supposed to be like a non-flushing, but they used to
they don't recommend using it.
Really?
They recommend using the flushing. Wow. Only the one to flush. Go ahead. Keep
I completely. They had reports, I think we talked about it before, where in I'd say the olden days, but like in the early 20s and mid 30s, they would use in bipolar patients that they would use high levels of niacin because it opened up the vascular system and pulled so much toxin out of the liver that they would actually stop being bipolar because they realized it was heavy amounts of liver toxicity. Now,
isn't that something?
But we'll get back to this, guys. If you guys want to write this down, but remember, phase 1s, these are things you need to look into and research. Folic acid, B3, B6, B12, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, milk thistle, NAC. Of course, it's in phase 2, you have things such as glutamine, lysine, which is good for viruses, glycine, carnitine, and taurine, which are all sulfur-containing products, cruciferous vegetables.
Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. Those are your cruciferous vegetables.
And MSM, which has sulfur in it,
yes,
which helps bind the toxin. And NAC.
N-acetylcysteine, one of my all-time favorites. Which, if you can't afford glutathione, N-acetylcysteine is a precursor to glutathione.
Yes.
So I use a lot of NAC because
too, yeah.
Glutathione is really expensive. Now, I forgot the bottle at the office, but I had little samples here at the house. This is the glutathione that I use. It is very difficult. Which one do you use?
I use Pure.
Which one is it? Okay, right there. Yeah, so I use a ton of Pure in the office too.
Oh, yeah.
Glutathione's a hard supplement. That's the same NAC I use at the office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they say that glutathione's hard because you hear a lot of people that say they want to do a liposomal or a drip because it's harder to get into pill form. There's a lot of different research out there that says this works and that doesn't work. But I really notice that when I give them high amounts of NAC, they seem to do really well.
Yeah, they do. They do well. Yes.
And you'll notice that in the phase 1 and phase 2, this is where I'm going to get nerdy. All these supplements right here are primarily, it's a great thing because like B3 and B6, B12, all the sulfur-containing compounds help those as well, help your liver, but they also help the Krebs cycle produce energy. And in the CBS pathway, we talk about sulfur, Danny's talking about sulfur, that pathway is where it starts to produce glutathione and starts to pull all those toxins down. Those sulfur-containing compounds help take pressure off the homocysteine pathway. Okay, guys? And we saw a note, a lady said, well, how can, if I have MTHFR,
yes,
how can I prevent that from those toxins from getting stuck and feeling worse? And that's where proper testing, and I hate to say playing around with different types of B vitamins because there's different forms of B.
Yes.
You have to find out the B vitamin that will not make your body upregulate and detoxify too quickly because it's a catch and it's a push and catch. You take the wrong B and it'll speed your detox too quickly.
You bet it will. Yes,
and your body's trying to catch the toxin in the liver. If you're throwing too much at your liver, what does it do? It throws it back in the blood. And you're like, I'm getting sick. But if you have a nice, easy B that helps clean you out, your liver can catch it and do the detox phase properly. And that's where people will say, I take a methylcobalamin, I take an adenosylcobalamin. I know it's a lot of words, but there's different forms
of hydroxy.
Hydroxycobalamin, and there's cyanocobalamin.
Yep.
And when you look at those, you have to find the form that's easiest for you. For instance, I take one, and I could not take a methyl. Because when I was a kid, I remember my dad would make me take B vitamins, and I would be completely jittery. You ever get the jitters, guys, when you take a B? Some people say, I can't do that. I get jitters, and my urine's all yellow. And what I find is this, that if it's urine's too yellow and you get the jitters, it's just because it's pushing you too hard. Your liver you need to take it and go off to do a hydroxy or an adenosine.
Yeah, I can take any B vitamin out there. It doesn't affect me at all.
Of course.
I mean, not one thing. I can take the cheapest thing from Walgreens. I can take the very expensive thing. I can do my MIC B12 shots at the office, which are actually hydroxy B12, inositol, methionine, and choline. They are amazing for detox. Yes. Yeah. Those B12. So I can take those and feel great. I don't have a problem. But Ella, my daughter, she has to be real careful with bees. Bees make her very tired. Mm-hmm. She gets tired. She doesn't get jittery. Ella never gets jittery. She does not go like at warp speed like I do. But they make her very tired. But caffeine makes her tired as well. She has a compound heterozygous MTHFR.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't quite figured out her pathway yet because she's not really. The only thing that really truly works for her is the CBD oil. I'm telling you, it is unbelievable for her. Now, I have no idea how CBD works with your metabolic detoxification pathways or if it even does.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this is the thing for her for energy and for anxiety.
You know what? The only thing
I don't know.
The only thing I read, like I've ever really intensely tried to read about that, was that somehow the cannabinoids and such, or like with hemp oil, that it actually heals all the receptor sites. Like it's not really picky. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't just go to one receptor site. It actually heals all the receptor sites and helps like with metal detoxification because
really,
and I think that's just something I need to research even more, or even read more into it.
I don't know. I haven't had any problems with this. Boy, stuff works amazing.
Oh.
I missed the boat on CBD oil, and I'm loving it. But I can take any Bs. But when you do react to B vitamins like that, you've got to think MTHFR, either over methylator or under methylator.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know,
and I think you're the blessed person, because when you say I can take a B, it means
your
anything. Body. It means she's like in her genes, like she can live a long time. And just,
you think?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
you
hope
can
so.
take any B and
I can take any B. The only thing that I cannot take is DHEA. Oh my! And I don't know what that means. Oh, mean as a hornet. Oh my gosh! I was taking it working at Cool Springs Family Medicine. Dan Kalb said, what the heck's wrong with you? I mean, I was the meanest thing on 5 milligrams a day of DHEA. Irritable, acne broke out, oily skin. I mean, my face broke out, oily skin, and I mean mean, like a mean witch. And it only took about 3 days. I have no idea. DHEA is made in the adrenal glands, and it converts over to testosterone.
Maybe you think there was an issue of it breaking down into testosterone? Well,
I don't know, but something happened there. That's about the only thing I can't take. I can take anything, eat anything, do anything. It doesn't faze me at all. So but I only have a heterozygous 677. Hetero 677T MTHFR.
I don't want to talk to her.
Yeah. So one parent gave it to me. I suspect I know which one, but I'm not going to say. But anyway, okay, back to detox here and what we're going to do. How are we going to detox and live our life in a detox state, right? Like we talked about last week, living your life in a way that you don't have to escape from, right? Exactly. So, and seek out expensive self-care. How are we going to live our life to where we detox anyway?
I think, man, that's a good question. I hope that we do it simply when we talk about, because there's so many avenues, you know what I mean? Like we could say so many things.
Yep.
And I hope this answers some questions that she's raising. How can we do it simply? I think to start off, the two main things that would be simply to help with your detoxification are the two main minerals that I find that are lacking is zinc and selenium.
Yep. I've got selenium written right down here. Yep.
Is zinc, for me, zinc and selenium in the office, I think if it even would benefit everyone out there, it would. If you would just even go to get like a SpectraCell or get something to measure the amounts of minerals or nutrients within your cell, if you just found out how much selenium and zinc is in your cells. Because zinc in itself and selenium, we've talked about it, how much those drive so many metabolic processes. In fact, selenium helps recycle glutathione. So the more selenium you have in your system, the more your glutathione's recycled to help you detoxify and to keep that detoxification pathway going. I mean, that's two main things I would look at.
Well, and the upside to selenium is you need selenium to make thyroid hormone, those of you that have Hashimoto's, selenium will help your thyroid function better, but it also helps decrease thyroid antibodies.
That's right. It helps convert
it's one of the first things yes, and it helps decrease thyroid peroxidase antibodies. So I use a ton of selenium in the office with patients.
I know zinc. When you were with patients, you were always checking their selenium.
Oh, I always check selenium. Sure. And I don't use SpectraCell in my office. I use NutriVal from Genova. Oh, they do a phenomenal test. The NutriEval, EVAL from Genova. That's who I use in the office, and I think it's a fantastic test. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with SpectraCell. I just use Genova's.
I think it's great that I can get those good info. So you guys, check this out. That's great. So selenium and zinc, what are the ones that you like to use?
I like milk. I like alpha lipoic acid. I'm a big fan of alpha lipoic acid. I mean, a really big fan of alpha lipoic acid. I use that a lot with patients. Milk thistle. I use Gaia's milk thistle. I love their milk thistle. I think it's great. It's organic. It's clean. It's pure. I know for a fact where it came from, and it is phenomenal. And so milk thistle is one of the easiest, best ways to detoxify the liver. It's gentle. I don't have anybody react to milk thistle.
No, I've even had people that were on morphine. I've had patients that were on morphine because they've had like liver issues and pain issues, low back pain issues, and they've been on it for years. And all they did was take 2 capsules of milk thistle and their liver enzymes were normal.
I'm telling you, this stuff works like a charm. And this is where I would start first, is a basic, simple milk thistle. But then my other favorite just supplement other than the detox, which I think is great, is Pure's. Do you use their liver GI detox?
I had that at the office. I should have brought it.
Oh my gosh, this one is fantastic because this detox has a little bit of everything in it, but it has alpha lipoic acid, N-acetylcysteine, taurine, milk thistle, all your cruciferous vegetables, right? Artichoke, taurine, glycine, glutamine, methionine, and chlorella, which we know are all a part of the phase 1, phase 2 liver pathway.
It is so good.
This is an excellent product right here, people. I mean, I'm a big believer in this one to detox. I'll have patients just a couple times a year just do this if they don't want to do the 10-day detox. Now, what I love about the Metagenics 10-day detox, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We're not going to talk a whole lot about it. Do you use an actual 10-day detox? Do you use a specific detox in your office?
Not necessarily. The reason I think I have it was I should get more into that. It's just that I try to individually test certain supplements individually, which I think can be a little overwhelming for patients at most time. But
let me tell you about this 10-day.
Yeah.
I mean, this detox, and this is not a sales for this today, but this detox has been around for 31 years. Yep. 31 years. It's proven. It works. I have looked on the market for other detoxes that I think work as well at phase 1, phase 2, right? I haven't found one. Now it's 10 days. They also do a 28-day one, which is actually easier than the 10-day patients tell me because it's not as radical at cutting out food. They have dumbed this booger down through the years to like detoxing for dummies. And it's broken down to day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. So the diet, you've got your anti-inflammatory diet here, right? Which is huge. You have to eat an anti-inflammatory diet if you ever plan on detoxing your body, period, ever. Yes. But then the detoxification shake, look at this, actually has all of the amino acids, all of the prerequisites, the glycine, the taurine, the methionine, the alpha lipoic acid, it's got everything in it, the glutamine, the glutathione, everything in it you need in this detox shake. And it is a phase 1, phase 2 liver detox, which Thursday night, if you guys are able to come to the office, that's what we're going to be talking about is this. And it is fantastic. And for me, it puts it in one easy box and boom, you're already getting all the nutrients you need. You're getting everything you need to support your liver, phase 1, phase 2. And you feel like $1 million 99% of the time. Now, there are some people who say, nah, good Lord, I hated it. I couldn't stand it, Dani. I felt terrible. But it's rare. Some people say, I didn't feel much difference at all. Well, maybe you didn't need a big detox.
Or you're like, there may be, or they could be so toxic.
Oh, they're so toxic it didn't even touch them.
More. Like they probably need more. But the amazing, like you said, all the things that she just mentioned, all the vitamins and minerals, the great thing about this product that I can see is not only is it getting your liver cleaned out, but it's affecting like the MTHFR cycle because of all the vitamins, your nitric oxide cycle, which is your vascular health, which helps with the pliability of your arteries and helps with your Krebs cycle. And it also helps with your blood sugar because it has chromium and manganese.
Oh, it's got the whole thing. I'm telling you, and everybody has their own favorite thing, but I have used this for 8 years. This is the first thing Dr. Kalb started me on 8 years ago. When he said, good gosh, Dani, what are you eating? Do you know your food sensitivities? Do you take enzymes and probiotics and blah, blah, blah? And this is what he started. And this, I've stayed with it for 8 years. I'm telling you, I love it. And I don't make a penny. I mean, I sell it, but I don't make a penny from them. They don't pay me to do anything.
It's a testament, though, to when you with the lupus, like you saying that you could now you eat well and you do what you stay away from things you shouldn't eat. But also, it shows you that you say I can eat most things and it doesn't bother me and things like it shows that you're healing your cells by taking these things.
Well, your body, people, is designed to heal itself, right? But you have to give it what it needs. You have to give it. You have to eat well, move well, sleep well, poop well, decrease stress, and have community, right? It is designed to heal itself. I'm proof of that. I know that. But sometimes you need a little help. Sometimes you need an actual official detoxification program. But if you're not going to do that, then live so that, take your selenium, take your glutathione, take your L-glutamine or your N-acetylcysteine or what have you.
Alpha lipoic acid.
Take your my goodness,
vitamin D's. And I'll at the end, we'll go back over the vitamins and minerals to look into. But it's amazing that over the years, you said it before, that all the years that you and I live, we've depleted our bodies naturally because, I hate to say it, we're not young anymore. The older we get, like,
what?
No,
what do you mean?
I'm not
52?
saying
I'm not 52 yet.
Glutathione reduces, certain activity in your cells reduce because of age, because your body, the chi, the energy of your body starts to decline a bit as you get older. But the nutrients, we have to have a little oomph. And if we don't get enough,
some oomph.
You always have oomph. What are you talking about? Look,
I feel better now than I felt in my 30s.
Yes, I mean, after all that health scare, but I mean, even before that, I've done really well supplementation. I feel better than I did in my 20s, bar none. And I think that we just need a little bit of oomph, because the harder the stress, we live in a stressful world, the harder the stress, the more you need to take care to do a little bit more supplementation to help that liver to keep you cool. Because you got to stay cool, you know?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, like, not her. She's cool and hot at the same time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
That's neat. Cool,
you got to have like a shirt that says that, cool, and then hot on the back. That'd be great.
I think that's called bipolar. I mean, that's what I've been accused of that. And I had an ex who said, "You're just bipolar." Well,
man,
okay.
You're not bipolar, just cool and hot at the same time.
That's right. That's right. So, okay. So, what else are we going to talk about? And I'm going to look and see if we have any questions on here. So, if there's any questions, type them up there.
Please,
keep talking about detox. Basically, we've got to start upstream, right? Upstream to detox. You don't start with just a cleanse. You start with a detoxification program upstream.
Exactly.
In the cells.
In the cells. And I would say that if you're going upstream and you ever take a detoxification program and you feel pretty icky and you don't feel very good inside, I mean, you could just slow down the detoxification. Maybe don't do it as much, but it's just breaking loose some old stuff. And to even go any further, like we were talking about metal toxicities. Now, to start upstream with all the pathways we just talked about, it really is. Metals and infections are really something to just monitor and look into. And the reason being is because the two things we talked about is energy production and oxygen production. Now, the most important about oxygen production when you have metals in the body is that oxygen helps create heme. And heme is an enzyme that's part of hemoglobin that helps carry iron. But the biggest thing here we're talking about is metals. Okay, metals block receptors, keep you from creating heme, and heme will help you create cytochrome P450, which are the two phases of liver detoxification. So I'm saying that as simple as the crap we eat, like the old stuff, the ho-hos, and all those things that have all the metals and all the chemicals in it, something that small can keep your body from creating the cytochrome P450 enzyme if there's enough in there.
Isn't that fascinating?
And all the stuff that we talk about in that program is there to help basically remind your liver and your body saying, hey, I'm going to sweep all that junk out and allow all the nutrients to finally get in the cell and turn on. That's why we feel bad sometimes when we detoxify, is because you're literally like saying, hey, well, here goes. I'm going to try to stuff all this junk down into the colon at one time. But just slow down if that's the case. Anyway, go ahead.
I had one person was asking how much selenium. Well, I use 200 for the thyroid. I use 200 micrograms a day of selenium. That's what's been studied to decrease thyroid antibodies. But now you could go up. Generally, it's sold at 200 micrograms a capsule.
I've gotten, same. I go 200. Sometimes when I do a lot of muscle testing, I'll go up to 400 to 600. But I'm very cautious about that, and I'm with you. I think a slow, steady amount every day is going to build up in the blood eventually.
That's right. And when I check it by blood, I see sometimes their selenium levels are elevated just on 200 micrograms. Yes. Now, you can eat 4 Brazil nuts a day. That'll give you about 200 micrograms as well. Of course, you need good nuts. You have to soak your nuts. Oh, that came out wrong. Again, you have to soak them to release the enzymes. Sorry. And then dry them, right? So soak them, dry them, like roast them in like 200 or something in the oven, dry out the Brazil nuts.
On an open fire.
But so that's a good way to get them as well. But I'm not gonna go through all that and then eat 4 Brazil nuts a day. So anyway, but they are a great source of selenium.
Exactly.
As well.
And sometimes I've seen it that if we do start with 200, guys, I've had patients that have come in and I've increased and they say, well, I don't feel much of an energy production after taking it for 2 or 3 weeks. And so I go, we'll go up to take to 2. I've had some people take as many as 2 in the morning, 2 at night, and that's their plateau. They feel great. They'll go, I feel it now. And that's where, adding on a little bit at a time. So taking a slow, steady is good. Add on a little bit, see if that starts to help.
Agree. Shelly asked if the 10-day detox messes with your hormones. No. In fact, it does. I was hot flashing when I did it in October. Good Lord, I was hot flashing like crazy in October. And when I did the detox, I stopped hot flashing.
Oh,
and then I started my period after almost a year of not. So maybe it did mess with my hormones. But I haven't had a hot flash since.
Exactly, because in Chinese medicine, when you have a hot flash, it means liver congestion.
Oh.
And so that liver congestion doesn't allow you to break down estrogens. And when you have the proper nutrients, your estrogens break down properly, your progesterone gets proper. I've had patients patients near their 60s, no joke, start a cycle. Because I would be so mad if that happened to me. I have, and they've been mad, and they said, "What are you doing?" And I said,
"What are you doing?"
But their hot flashes have ceased, and because they went late into it, and they have been mad at certain.
Oh, that's not good. I was so happy. I was ready to be done with it. Now here I am. But Kelly says, "Do you take iodine?" I do. I take I take very little iodine. I take like less than 5 milligrams of iodine a day. Personally, I do. It's like, it's over there on the counter. It's 3 droppers of this trace mineral I use from Trace Minerals. It's got 72 trace minerals in it and a little bit of iodine.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I love it. It's
good
great.
Stuff.
Oh, heck yeah.
I guarantee you can tell the difference. Can you go grab it?
Oh, yeah, I love it. And so iodine, and iodine, I don't know where that falls in the detox pathway, or maybe not at all. But
completely.
Iodine, for me, is breast cancer protective. Every cell on your breast has an iodine receptor, right? And Dr. Brownstein says the bigger the breast, the more the iodine you need. So I only need like 3 little drops of this over there. Apparently, hang on, let me go get it.
If you have iodine, I'll keep them busy while you go. But in iodine, when you have iodine every day, iodine is huge for hormones, because in your Krebs cycle, your energy production cycle, remember, that cycle is what takes our fats, our proteins, and our carbs and converts it to energy. And what is one of the main things that help do that is iodine. And in that pathway, it also helps contribute to the production of cholesterol, which makes our hormones, because we have to take fat and be able to convert it into cholesterol to make good hormones. So iodine is huge with energy production.
This is the one I use at the office. It's like $14. It lasts a year. I mean, it's ridiculous. It has 72 trace minerals in it. And no, actually, it's only 225 micrograms of iodine. It's not much.
And that's a great brand.
But I love this. And it works beautifully.
Yeah,
this is the one that I use. And I just put a little bit. I just take 3 drops, put it in a little bit of water. I tried it on my tongue, and it's like drinking the ocean. I just put it in a little bit of water and shoot it down in the morning when I take all my other vitamins.
It'll absorb a lot quicker. It gets into your thyroid a lot faster.
Yeah, so the iodine thyroid has to have iodine. The breasts need it. There's a correlation between breast cancer, low iodine, high estrogen, right? Who gets breast cancer? Women going through menopause, right? When your hormones are up here. One day, estrogen's high, really high, and you've got all this breast tenderness and big, it's just a mess. And right? So there's a correlation between low iodine and estrogen. So anything we can do to prevent breast cancer, for sure.
Exactly. And who are the cultures that don't have much breast cancer? Asian cultures. They eat tons of seaweed. They eat tons of
soy.
Yep.
And they eat a lot of soy, and they eat sea vegetables, and all of all that stuff.
And it's crazy, their fermentation process helps with the breakdown, and even with estrogens, it actually helps them.
So it helps you detoxify.
It helps you detoxify because it helps break down your estrogens. It's not, I hate to say it is complicated, but with hormones, basically what it is, your hormones are produced and your body has to break them down and recycle them. If you can't break them down and recycle them, they get stuffed where? In the breast tissue, in the hips, and the ovaries, things of that sort. And that's where cancerous stuff comes along. Hey girl, similar to a multivitamin, do you have a supplement that has all this good stuff without having to take a bunch of different ones?
Yeah, well, I used the Phyto Multi, and I actually got muscle tested on that yesterday, and my body apparently loved it. I used the Phyto Multi from Metagenics. It's my favorite. It's got all of the phytonutrients that we don't normally eat, and it's got like 8 servings of fruits and vegetables. It's got 200 micrograms of selenium. It's got 30 milligrams of zinc in it. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff in it. I love that one. I mean, it's a great multi.
It tests
It's
well.
at the office. Yeah, it does.
It's
a good one. It absorbs beautifully. It's got research on it. It does absorb. That's my favorite one. Now, I'm going to say something here about Metagenics. You don't have to buy it from me. You can certainly buy it from Dr. Motley, but do not buy your Metagenics or any of your supplements off of Amazon. So we're not here to talk about that, but Metagenics closed down 10,000 stores last year on Amazon because they were selling fake products, fake Metagenics products. And there's been all kinds of trouble. It was on the national news with companies selling fake products, not just Metagenics. I mean, any of them, Pure, Thorn, any of them that are sold on there, they're not monitored. So you either find them directly from the manufacturer or from your provider's website or store or what have you, but do not buy your supplements off of Amazon. I'm telling you right now, you have no idea what you're getting. When the president of Metagenics ordered his own supplements off of there they were expired. They had their labels on them, but they weren't even their products. I mean, that's what, and you don't know how that stuff's being stored, right? Like fish oil and stuff. So anyway, we're not here to talk about that, but I'm just telling you, don't do it.
But it's a good thing to tell them. It's like, be mindful, know where your products are coming from, know the trusted source, or trust the source, find out about it. Because, you know, like you said, even a fish oil, if you found a fish oil that sat on the cat that was rancid, it sits on it's just like any oil that you left sitting out for days. So when you take it, it's like taking rancid oil. I mean, really.
And you're doing all these great things to detoxify your body, right? And to heal your body. And then you're taking products that aren't even what they're supposed to be. Or you're putting toxins back in. And that's a big problem.
It is.
Right?
It's like us becoming coffee snobs. You know, like when I was young, I never thought I'd be like that. But after I taste like coffee, I go, ooh, that's smooth. It's the same with the supplements. You know what I mean? You're like, this supplement is not that good.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
It's good to be that way.
What else? Detox.
Thoughts on dry brushing for detox. Alyssa, you're the best.
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness. No, I don't have any thoughts on
dry brushing.
There's also something that's like a little scraper thing.
Yes.
That like was used on me yesterday. What's it called?
Gua sha.
That's it.
Yeah.
How do you know about that? Well, because you're Asian.
It's in my blood.
Spell it. You don't know.
Gua sha.
Because they make them from bone, and they also make them from plastic. I would use plastic rather than bone because you don't know about.
You can do cupping or gua sha or dry brushing, which is the effective. They pull all the old toxic poison blood basically to the surface. They scrape the body. What they do is scrape and irritate the body so much. Just like if I just sat there and did this, it gets irritated. But what they're trying to do is pull all that blood to the surface and allow it just to be pulled out of the lymph system. So you'll have scrapes all over your back, or cupping will do it.
I had it done on my back yesterday.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it felt amazing. And it was almost, so he explained it to me that it was like pebbles underneath paper. And you're trying to loosen all of that up. And he said you could get some petechiae, some blood vessel breakage kind of up to the top possibly, but I didn't. I don't know.
And he will do it all over your back, and you'll see this, people. If you even YouTube it, they'll scrape the whole back in the same manner, but you'll find the redness in certain areas, which will tell you which organs are filled with toxins. Like you can see on certain parts of the body where it's at. Like on mine, it'd always be around my kidney. Wow. Like when this is back in
it's fascinating.
And like with dry brushing, it's the same effect. It's the irritation, and it's pulling things up to the skin, Alyssa. And also, too, where you brush is on the meridians. So if you have an irritated organ, guys, like if your lungs are chronically sick, like since you're a kid, you had pneumonia all the time, or you had bronchitis, and you brush on that meridian in the direction. If you guys look up meridians, it runs from a certain way. It'll actually go from like the thumb up to the chest, or the chest to the thumb. They call it upstream and downstream. You have to sometimes create a higher flow by going downstream, pushing it, or sometimes you have to slow it down by going upstream. So doing dry brushing does depend on the direction. So anyway, that's dry brushing. It works very well.
It does work. Beautiful.
Love you, Alyssa. Anna Stevens said alpha-lipoic acid is a chelator. If someone is mercury toxic, ALA can cause problems from the Cutler protocol. So what?
Possibly. I've never had ALA cause a problem in a patient ever with me. I mean, they really do well with it, but I don't know what the dosing that would cause problems for what I use. I've never had any problems with it. But yes, you're correct about that.
I've heard about Cutler protocol. I have a friend that recommends it, and he even goes higher. He just says that it's just like with the selenium, just sort of add on until you sort of feel like you can have some toxicity, but sort of back off. And so,
well, it's kind of like iodine. Somebody just asked about iodine with Hashimoto's. And so you do have to be very careful with that, right? Because iodine can increase the thyroid antibodies, right? So it can increase the inflammation there. So you have to be real careful. I generally don't have any problem with a low dose iodine. I mean, nothing. Now, Dr. Brownstein uses 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams more. I don't use any of that. I mean, I never go above 6.25 milligrams. So I've never had a problem with antibodies raising.
And I would say that with the amount of selenium and zinc and the minerals you're giving somebody, you're probably offsetting the amount of the iodine with that, because zinc and iodine are very cohabitant. Like they work synergistically really well. I give patients that have Hashimoto some iodine too.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I used to not, but I do now.
I used to take Iodoral 12.5, but now I'm just doing a liquid dropper. It's much lower, same as that one you use.
Yep, that's right. I have had a lot of problems with Iodoral in the office, and it's a great product, but problems with Hashimoto's patients, it will raise, and it's 12.5 milligrams Iodoral is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we love you too. We love you too. Yes. Is cilantro good to eat for detox? Absolutely. Cilantro, dill, cucumbers. What else? Detox.
Oh my goodness, there's so much.
Oh yeah, the turmeric, ginger, all these things that help you detox. What are the foods that also help build glutathione? Although what the research shows, it's very difficult to raise your glutathione levels just with foods, and it's your greens. It's usually like your, oh Lord, I gotta think, spinach, kale, asparagus, avocados. These are all things. I wrote it actually down somewhere. Somewhere.
And they say that, exactly to reiterate, it's hard to
Broccoli,
get a high amount of those minerals within the food we eat, because we don't have enough nutrients in the soil.
There's nothing left in the soil. So it's just like your trace minerals too, your zinc and your selenium, right?
Yeah.
And your copper, all those things. I think it is good to take a good trace mineral or a multivitamin with trace minerals in it, because we're turning that soil over so fast now.
Yeah.
There's nothing left. There's no time for nutrients. We're not rotating crops. If you know your farmer, maybe they are rotating their crops. That's why it's another big piece of the detox puzzle is shop local, shop at your farmer's market. I was there yesterday. Did you see the video? There were only like 5 vendors there, but I was there and I bought my elderberry syrup here, my all organic elderberry. This stuff is fantastic from Warren's Post. Yeah, we're going to start selling this at the office. This stuff is unbelievable. So know your farmer, shop within, 100 miles of. That's again another way to help your body stay detoxifying and anti-inflammatory.
It is. It's a constant daily effort to keep your body detoxifying. That's why people will pick at you or pick at us and say, "Why do you guys want to eat that way?" It's like, I'm just trying to help my body along. And that's the difference between looking at somebody who looks 10 years older than they really are and somebody who looks 10 years younger than they really are. It's like the better you detoxify, the younger you'll look.
That's right.
And, like all the sulfur-containing foods, like you'll notice that people eat a lot of garlic, they eat a lot of onions. They'll eat those things that have certain amounts of sulfur because it helps detoxify them. Now, if you eat too much and you detoxify too quick, you know the reason now. It's not bad for you. It just makes you detox quicker. That's all.
Right.
Cilantro we good to eat. Warning about and what brand of iodine did you show earlier? Trace minerals?
Yeah, trace minerals. Trace minerals, ionic iodine. I love it. So we're almost out of time. I can't believe it's been an hour.
Wow, it's already been there.
I know, right? So the thing about detox, right? We need to live our life so that we detox anyway, right? That our body's going to naturally make glutathione at night when we rest and when we sleep. But the big deal, if you actually do a detoxification program, like what we're going to be teaching about this Thursday, and Dr. Motley's going to be there as well, I think. Because we're going to go out and celebrate my birthday afterwards. We're going to talk detox and drink detox shakes and go out afterwards and celebrate. Tell anybody, you only turn 52 once. So anyway, when you detox, right, you have to. When you detox, when you do an official detox, okay, we're not living our life, we're detoxing a couple times a year. You've got to rest during that time, right? Yes. You've got to rest. You need to give your body time to heal and to detox. You need to be in a sauna if at all possible, an infrared sauna, right? You do need to exercise, but Epsom salt baths, right? Soaking in a detox bath with 4 cups of Epsom salt and baking soda in there, you know, and maybe a little lavender oil or something in there as well. Rest, dry brush, or do the whatever that's called.
Gua sha.
Like guava. Gua sha. Just rest. Take that time. It's very difficult to do a detox protocol and go 90 to nothing all week long.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
You need to take the time, and you have to prepare. If you're going to do a detox, a 10-day, 20-day, 30-day, 90-day, you have to meal prep. Right?
Yes.
That's the key to this detox. You have to tell patients. You have to decide what you're going to eat. You have to go to the grocery, come home, chop it, cook it, bag it, and meal prep. And that's the key anyway, in general.
Exactly.
Right? Today, we should have been meal prepping for the week, right? So we're not so stressed tomorrow night when you get home at 5:30 and you don't have anything to eat. So you open up a package, a box, a bag, a can, a tube, a roll, and you just add the toxins on to your already stressed liver over here that's just limping along, right? So it's a whole body thing. It's not just food. It's emotional and spiritual and physical and mental and sexual. It's all connected. But we've got to get your body rested and get the nutrients in that you need to detox.
It is
correct?
Completely right. And I'll tell you that you've got to realize that when you're going through that hard time, it's almost to where your body has to take that energy and spend it on shoveling out all the old junk. And you got to give honor to your body and say, hey, I'm going to let you have time to go and do that. I'm just going to sit here and let you do your thing. And then you can start running hard later on.
And this is the perfect season to do it during the fall and winter, right? It's cold. Stay home and take care of yourself. So, but we're going to have to go. I don't know what we're talking about next week. Do you know? We don't know. We forgot, actually. So,
no, we were going to talk about MTHFR.
Oh, MTHFR next week. MTHFR. You're the cutest MTHFR I've ever seen.
She is crazy.
My old nurse gave me that. Okay, I bought this
it.
for Jackson because it's his senior year. It's his last semester, but this works perfect for us too. Stay positive, work hard, and make it happen. I mean, good Lord, people. What's the worst that happens? I mean, you feel better.
You feel better. And
right?
Exactly. You
got to keep it like this. You got to stay positive.
You have to stay positive, and hard work always is a good tire.
I mean, put the hard work in on the front end so you can rest on the back end. I mean, that's what I plan to do.
That's what I plan on doing too. And
all right.
We had one more said, teach muscle testing. One day maybe we'll do some muscle testing, showing how to do some muscle testing.
Let's do that. I don't know how we do that on video. Okay, that'd be fun. We could do that. All right, guys, if you're going to show up Thursday night, 6:00 at my office, we'll put it up here, and then we'll talk more about detox. But thank you, guys. We had a ton of people watching tonight, but just live your life that you're in the detox mode always. Don't click off of here tonight and go in there and get a Diet Coke or go grab a big handful of chips or a big bowl of ice cream, right?
Yep.
I mean, these are all things that hinder how you sleep at night as well.
Exactly. That's a good point. If you ate ice cream and all these things and it keeps you sleeping at night, it's why? Because your liver
keeps you up at night.
Keeps you up at night. Your liver works hard to detoxify you, and if you add on stress to it, what does it do? Wakes you right up because it's trying to tell you, like, don't do that. It's too hard on me.
It's exactly
Gallbladder liver time in acupuncture is from 11 to 1 and 1 to 3 a.m. So,
and who wakes up all that between 1 and 3 all the time?
All the time. That means that your liver's stressed a bit. So,
okay. Yes. Well, there we go. Good. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
See ya. Bye.